Okay, now you've really done it. This is the moment you're gonna look back on and think, that's where it all went wrong. When I hit play on that guy's podcast, things just went downhill. That's what it's all about. You know, it's life is just the blame game. Why take personal responsibility? That's why there are other people. If you were alone on Earth, if it was some kind of I Am Legend situation, it would suck because you wouldn't have anyone to psychologically project onto. You could just be like, no, I was the one who left the door open. Obviously, who else would it be? And now I'm being eaten by zombies. Really only have myself to blame. That and the people who decided to fund zombie research. You thought it was crazy we had coronavirus in a lab. Hey, you don't gotta look too far to find zombies these days. Just go on socialmediawebsite.com. Just doing the old looking at my phone segment. This is the segment where I find out what's on my phone by doing it the only way I know how. That's right, picking the damn thing up and just looking at it. I think I'd be fine with just not really having a smartphone, I guess. I think it'd be weird for like 2 weeks, but then you would just sort of accept it. You'd accept Snake into your life. Like all your friends come up to you, they're like, did you see that shit that Kanye West posted on Instagram? You could be like, no, I'm just really keeping up with what the Snake is doing. Meanwhile, they're out here playing, they're trying to crush these candies. You know, they're trying to pacify these birds. I guess you're not trying to pacify birds and angry birds. You're actually kind of taking advantage of how angry they are. Just got themselves all worked up thinking, oh, it's the pigs. The pigs are coming for them. When it's really not the pigs at all. It's the birds and their lack of emotional control. I don't care what the pigs did to you. You don't need to make that many games of you trying to kill them. Angry Birds 1, Angry Birds 2. Those events, I understand. I support what happened in both of those. But after that point, it became more about the anger. And you just have to break out of that cycle of toxicity, or your life is just you're gonna be trying to kill pigs forever. And half the time, you're not good at it if I'm playing. Again, I shouldn't project blame onto the birds. I need to take responsibility. And who knows, that could be an important component of what's unfolding right now is personal responsibility. And not the kind of personal responsibility where everyone else should be transparent and own up to their mistakes, but, you know, I haven't made any mistakes, so I have nothing to own up to. It's basically impossible to go through life without occasionally making a misstep which, you know, contributes to the darkness in the world. But you could do it without knowing it. There's an equal opposite thing happening here where you push in one direction and you get a push back. In the case of Trump, you know, it's a twofold push back. Which is why I don't know about like the vandalizing the Tesla stores. You kind of got to think that's going to be used as justification to do some pretty shady stuff on the part of the administration. So in that sense, it's a pretty tough spot because you can't really do anything without doing what they want. Because what they want is confusing chaos. My evidence for this assertion is Exhibit A, which is they said that's what they were going to do, and Exhibit B, it's exactly what's happening. So when they said they were going to improve government transparency, I didn't know it was going to mean they were going to be more nakedly brazen about how corrupted they are. But anyway, I want to talk about the real issues really affecting Americans. I want to talk about germs. This message brought to you by the National Bacteria Board. The National Bacteria Board is a non-profit that likes to raise awareness of what they call the quote-unquote good bacteria. They believe that germs generally get a bad rap, but the National Bacteria Council believes a lot of that is just anti-vomiting and shitting yourself and blowing your nose bias. And you know, it is true, you know, you need some bacteria to have immunity to certain bugs, and some bacteria keep you healthy. Gut bacteria, you know? Sorry, I'm getting a note here from the board representative here in the studio with me. I'm being told now that actually the gut bacteria is not one of the good bacteria. Those are actually part of the bad ones. So, sorry, can you clarify which bacteria is the good one then? What does that leave? Oh my god. Oh, you just threw up. Are you okay? Do you need a... Oh my god. Are you okay? Can we get this guy a towel or a wet wipe or something? Geez, got to put some sawdust on that. You can have several bacteria. You can have like thousands of bacteria and still not throw up. There's more than enough to go around. I mean, these guys are living on doorknobs. I understand that, viri, I guess, they're not like really considered an organism. Looking it up. Viruses are non-living organisms that depend on a host for survival. So they depend on a host for survival, but they're not alive. They're surviving, but they're not alive. It just sounds like a depressing way to live. Up to 3% of a person's body weight can be attributed to the bacteria in and on their bodies. That is 6 pounds of bacteria in and on a 200-pound person. What? See, this is why bacteria is good. If you get into bacteria, this is a surefire investment. You've already got 6 pounds on you to start with. As for my own personal opinion about germs, don't be a germ. Don't be a parasite. It's like bacteria. Take control of your own life. If you fail to live, that's on you. It's just another sip of water out of Glass Johnson over there. Minding his own business, staying out of the limelight after his recent debacle, or basically Glass Johnson was in a bank, and I'm not saying what happened or didn't happen, but he ended up coming out of the bank. Look, he's a small glass, but they managed to jam like $200,000 in cash in him. And I don't know how it got there. I don't know. He's still got the cash in him, by the way. I'm looking right at him. It's a little wet now with the water that I poured in there. Like, what's he gonna spend it on? That's my question, Makes no sense. He's already famous. He's already wealthy. Have you seen his house? Yeah, all glass. So, that's like if you lived in a house made of human flesh. So just think about that. This is the kind of guy we're dealing with here. This is the kind of guy I drink out of every day. I gotta rethink all my alliances, all the alignments in this new global order that's emerging. Maybe I don't want to be on Glass Johnson's side when the shit hits the fan. Damn, oh my, I almost forgot that we had a phone line until just now, as I see it light up. Hello?
Hey there, it's me, it's the helicopter guy. Chuck Charles, I'm here in the helicopter.
Yeah, I know who this is. This is not Chuck Charles. How did you get up in that helicopter?
Well, basically, the blades spin really fast, and then, I don't know, something happens and it makes it go, so it goes up. Do you know what I mean? I don't know the scientific word.
Why are you in a helicopter?
Because I'm Chuck Charles, baby.
Dude, everybody knows you're Slurp Von Lipstick, you're the host of Time Check. Where is Chuck Charles, if not in the helicopter?
Dude, you ask so many fucking boring questions. I just want to talk about the traffic.
Alright, fine, do a traffic report. If you're really in the traffic chopper, if you're really Chuck Charles, you would know what he got me for my birthday last year.
Well, everybody knows what I got you last year. It was 177,000 cans of soda. Because I forget why it had to be that number. You said you saw it in a dream? Well, what are you going to do with all that soda?
When the time comes, you'll know.
By the way, all the cars are crashing into each other. I was trying to get to that, but yeah, there's like 100-car pile up here. I've never seen anything like this. Damn, wow, these cars are busted too.
So, were they going really fast? Is there a lot of damage?
No, I don't mean in terms of damage, I mean in terms of style. Like, even before they were wrecked, I feel like these cars looked like shit,
Okay, I don't think it's really relevant to the traffic report, and it's kind of judgmental for people who might have just died.
Honestly, this whole scene, it looks like all of the girls I dated are trying to drive to the same place at once, and they all crashed into each other.
Okay, well, can you give us a sense of exactly where this is?
You know, like you go through life and you sort of realize like there's a certain type of person that you've encountered in your life who is just a drain on you in every possible way, and then you realize they all drive the same types of cars. What do you think that does to a person? What does it all mean?
I think you're just reading too much into it. And I think really you should be more focused on telling us where the 100-car pileup that you allege exists, where is it?
Sorry, I can't make out the mile markers because I'm really high up. Think I could see those little tiny numbers from here?
Well, look at your phone or something.
Oh, I'm talking to you on it. I can't use it.
You can open maps while you talk to me.
Hold on a second. You said maps?
Oh, yeah, maps. The app where the map is.
Ah, shit, I opened Angry Birds. Is that what you said?
Wait, is that... Do you have Ray Romano in the helicopter with you?
I don't have anybody in here with me. I'm the pilot.
You don't have a pilot's license, do you? Is Chuck Charles in the helicopter with you?
Excuse me, hey, get back over there. Hey, he tried to, he tied me up, and he dangled me out the back of the helicopter. It was only by my wits and knowledge of, how a helicopter's shaped that I was able to get back inside. I stole the helicopter because I joined a geocaching group and I want to cheat. Makes it much easier to see where the shit is from the sky. Do I know how to fly a helicopter? Absolutely not. You're actually, doing not a bad job. I don't know, I guess I just picked it up from watching so much Paw Patrol.
If that thing goes down, though, that's like half the podcast is, gone. So it's like real Buddy Holly kind of...
Yeah, the day the podcast died.
Slurp on Lipstick, can you please just do a quick time check? Can you look at the top of your phone?
I gotta say, it's unprecedented for me to do a time check off of my phone. I think it's never been done. But given the extenuating circumstances, I will grant your request, and I will tell you right now, it's 11:03 p.m. What the fuck are we doing in a helicopter this late at night? You were kidnapping me! Oh yeah, I guess that does usually happen later on. You can't kidnap someone before dinner. Are you heading directly for that windmill on purpose? Oh shit, you know what, since you're the expert, why don't you take over the reins? I don't know how to fly it, I'm not the pilot. You guys just remember what you saw on Paw Patrol, man. I didn't realize there were that many helicopters in it. Yeah, there's one helicopter, but the way that they fly it's so accurate. The puppy's paws are like a Grand Maestro's fingers on the piano.
Okay, well, I'll let you go, and I'll just finish the podcast on my own, I guess. I'm just so glad to just kind of, not have to talk to all these characters. I could just kind of be myself and really open up. Who's that at the door? Oh, shit. This is John Beer, it's a very unpopular character. I mean, real human being who came on here one time. If you don't remember it, I don't either. So I guess we gotta have John Beer on. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for John Beer, expert beer reviewer. He's gonna tell us probably the brews he's been suckling on all week. Sorry for using the word suckling. John Beer, come on out, John.
Hey, thank you so much for having me back on. This is John Beer. I make a living drinking beer. There is no money in it at all. There is negative money. Gotta buy the beer yourself, I found out. It's like if you want to get off the ground as a critic for food, you gotta pay for Eggs Benedict and stuff. Who wants to do that? Well, beers is my Eggs Benedict. And I'll have what I'm having. Beer. Today's beer is a clear beer. It's one of the new clear beers they have coming out. This beer is called Transparency and Accountability. In order to make it completely transparent, they had to add so much shit in here that gives you cancer, unlike beer, which causes no complications. I'm a beer truther. It's not real that beer makes you sick. It's your mindset. You have an anti-beer mindset. You have to change it. Then your body will accept unlimited amounts of beer, like mine does. A lot of people say you sound pretty sober for a guy who only drinks beer. But I say I don't drink just beer. I also drink seawater, straight from the Atlantic, baby. Anyway, that's what I've been drinking. That's it. I'm sorry I didn't film more time. Bye. Hey, if you see me out there, buy me a beer. I really can't play at this point. Let's get out of it. I gotta be responsible.
Everybody. He was much more polished that time, very much more on focus, just talking about the beer. I think. I don't know. I wasn't listening to the whole thing, to be honest. I was playing Angry Birds. I'm a pacifist in Angry Birds. I don't take sides in the conflict, so I just sit there and I just watch the pigs and the birds, just kind of living in peace. That I just don't do anything. I know that, you don't get any points for that, but it's not really about the points. It's about world peace. So, sorry, I was distracted by peace. Sorry I wasn't paying attention to an alcoholic. Anyway, what else is going on? Nothing really happened this week. Nothing at all. In the news. It's all kayfabe now. We've all agreed that everything isn't real. So now we're, I guess, living out the consequences of that kind of choice of kind of not really believing that anything you can't see is real, such as like morals. Like you can't see them, but you live as if they exist, and then they kind of imbue the world with those qualities. And it's that action that is the moral itself being translated into the physical world. So you don't see it as an object, you see it as a process. So it's not enough to just believe in those ideals, you also have to act them out. And that's like opening a portal to some kind of divine platonic realm. We're the actual arbiters of reality. We can decide which values we let through the portal. Because you could make a mirror of heaven, or you could make it a mirror of hell. I don't know. I'm just trying to come up with a theory of why we exist. So that I just knock that one out really quickly. What do you got? At least I don't watch Paw Patrol, though. Yeah, that's actually not true, because my niece, well, not so much anymore, but she was quite into Paw Patrol. So I would end up watching some of it on occasion. And it's exactly as advertised. These puppies are government employed. I mean, they're cops, they're firefighters, so your taxes are going to the dogs. This is the segment where I have to say something completely original. I have to express a thought that no one's ever had. And if anyone finds any evidence that anyone has had this thought before, bring it before me. And I will adjudicate this. And if I rule in your favor, I will send you $100 million gazillion or whatever. That's in Paw Patrol points, by the way. Yeah, if you log into, you got to make a login at pawpatrol.com, but you can play the little flash games. So here's the thought. I want to go with the obvious of like, oh dang, I'm dead. I'm literally a dead person. No one's ever said that. Even ghosts don't do that. When ghosts come to interact with you, they're just knocking over your kitchen chair and banging cupboards. They're not saying like, oh, being a ghost sucks, unless that's their way of doing it. In which case you don't grow up. I don't know you. I can't help you. I think let's say an original opinion that you could have that like nobody else has. It could just be absolute nonsense. Like my favorite type of meat is vegetables. Or like, I have 8 stomachs. No one's ever had that thought. Even the things that do have 8 stomachs, they're not thinking about it. How do you know? How do you know if you have 8 stomachs? How could you tell? For all you know, you listening, you could have 8 stomachs. You just believe what the doctors tell you. But I think that's an original thought. I think it's original to say, how would you know if you had 8 stomachs? I'm gonna go with that. Okay, so if anyone's ever had that thought, if anyone's ever even written it down, my puppy points are yours. This podcast is brought to you by When Harry Met Sally on VHS. Coming out on VHS. How did we arrange this sponsorship? How am I getting an old ad? Man, my producers got it. You guys gotta lock in, okay? I just remember there are no producers. It's just me making the podcast. Isn't that scary? Why would one guy do all this? It's hard now, you know. Everybody wants to come at me. They want to say the Purgatory Podcast is woke, and then other people say, oh, the Purgatory Podcast is fascist. And it's like, basically my political beliefs are puppies should be running around. They should be detectives. If someone is murdered, the first person at the scene should be a grizzled puppy detective wearing a cool detective coat. And it's hard to convey the 5 o'clock shadow on a dog. How do you make a dog look beleaguered? How do you, like, turn a dog cynical? Send him to go solve murders, that's how. Got the old hand sandy here real quick, sorry. Oh, that smells like a old lady's dress. It's called Tropidelic. I'm getting disapproving looks from our representative from the Bacteria Council. Are you serious? I can't use hand sanitizer? Dude, if you love bacteria so much, why don't you get your own podcast? Whatever, dude. I'm so tired of being everybody's lapdog. I've been effectively muzzled by Big Germ. I don't know. Their money's green, mostly because of all the boogers and stuff on them, but under those, it's still green. That's why I never notice it until I touch it. I'm like, oh, god damn it. It's like, you don't have to give me cash. And they say, no, we insist. And they're all just like coughing and fucking burping and farting on each other. It's like, why do they like that? They're so goddamn rich. Where do they get all that cash? It's like, what does every bacteria have to pay them $1? That really smells. That is such a strong smell. It almost makes me think it's trying to conceal the fact that, like, there's no alcohol in it because I don't smell the alcohol. I would think I would still smell the alcohol, even if there was a bunch of smell juices in it. You know, the smell juices they put in there. Peel up to see additional drug facts. This isn't a drug. Oh, well, it is 71% alcohol, it says. I might as well just continue peeling it up to see additional drug facts. I love drug facts. Here's some. The actual ingredient that gives it the smell is fragrance. And then in parentheses, parfum. Alright, anyway, this next segment is... Hold on a second. Hold on. Another phone call on the line.
Hey, you know who it is?
Is this John Beer? Are you in a helicopter as well?
Yeah, he hopped in with us.
Why?
Well, I just wanted to, establish myself as a regular character on the podcast, so I figured I'd be up here with all the other regular characters, therefore solidifying my place on the podcast.
Well, you old son of a bitch, it worked.
I can be on every episode?
Yeah, I mean, I don't care.
Great.
Well, I'm not so sure about that. Hi, this is a Slurp on Lipstick speaking. Yeah, I'm not so sure if I feel good about adding, another main guy,
There's no main guys. It's all just made up.
You're certainly gonna shorten time check. It's already so short now. It's like I just go up there and I say the time and then I leave.
You know that's not what happens. You know that. You know that you make it not a big deal at all about saying the time, and then you talk about absolute fucking nonsense for like 5 to 10 minutes.
You know what, guys? I just had a thought. Maybe I wouldn't really fit in here. This might not really be my scene. I'm out. Peace.
Hey, what are you doing? Hey, don't open that. He's opening that. Stop him. Oh my god, he just opened the door and jumped out. Why does everybody keep doing that around me lately? It's making me ask a lot of really hard questions about myself. Oh, he has a parachute. Oh, that's a really good idea.
Alright, well, best of luck to him. I mean, can't make anybody do anything.
I can still see him. You see him down there? He's running through that field. Is that a bear?
Oh no.
Oh.
I think it's safe to say at this point, John Beer is not gonna be having a regular feature on the podcast. Just sort of an implication of what just happened.
I hate to say this, but I don't know if I'm really gonna miss him that much. His voice was kind of weird.
Alright, well, do you want to close out this traffic report with any other traffic that you can see other than a man being eaten alive, which isn't really technically traffic?
Yeah, it's actually coming up on Route 1 here. We can see there's a little bit of a there's a little bit of a build up at the
no, that's my job.
I can see. I have eyeballs too. I can see it too.
Yeah, but the intersection of Route 1
Alright, I gotta end this call, man. This is if you can bring the helicopter back in one piece, that'd be great. Thank you so much. Alright. Anyway, I don't get to go in the big helicopter. I'm just stuck here with Glass Johnson. These are the kinds of things you don't think about when you start a podcast, like, how is the helicopter situation gonna work? I don't know. I already miss John Beer. Did you know John Beer never threw up? The actual alcoholic guy threw up fewer times than the germ person on this podcast. Sorry to call you germ person, but you said you didn't want to be identified, so I don't know. Sorry, look, I respect everybody. I wish everybody the best. I don't want the germ people mad at me. I don't want the Germans mad at me. Definitely don't want that. I don't know why they would be. And I don't want to make Elon Musk upset, or he'll try to impregnate me. Which isn't possible. But you know what they say, reach for the stars. The impossible is possible. It's a spark, it's a dream in you, it's a sparkle in your eye. Who cares? Anyway, you'll hear from me next week. I'll be on vacation, actually. I have the week off. Look, it's good to have one vacation where I'm not doing anything, because my last vacation I went to Greece, and then my next vacation in July I'm going to Scotland. I mean, I want to go to these places, but I also want to go home. I think it'd be funny if you went with a group of people to a foreign country, and as soon as you get to the airport, you're like, actually, no real reason, I'd rather just be home. I'm just gonna head back. Have fun. I want to do that someday. I aspire to be someone who just ruins everything for everybody. Something to think about. So yeah, I'll see you next week.